So when I first read your book, I was probably 14 or 15. I decided to also do what you did. So I wrote down my perception of love, how I viewed it, how I saw it, and what mattered to me about love, why love mattered to me in the first place, and what love looked like, or what love should look like, ideally. And all of these perceptions I wrote down. I wrote down my experiences when I first encountered love and, you know, um, the person in question, I asked them what they thought about love, and I wrote it down in your book. I kind of claim ownership of this book and part of my own narrative because I feel like I co-wrote it or something, because there's so much of me within this book. Like, if you can't tell, I really read this book. But the thing is, Dolly Alderton, I feel like I'm going through my 20s right now. I don't feel like I'm 17 years old. I feel like I'm in my mid-20s and I've suffered an existential crisis. Maybe I've gone through a divorce. I feel like I've aborted like 5 children. I feel like all of these things that everybody describes as characterizing their 20s brings me to at least one of my final questions. Do you know how rare it is what you and Farley Kleiner have? And I say her name like she's my neighborhood best friend or something, but she certainly feels that way because you talk about her with so much love and so much passion. And I don't hear people talk about their friends like that as much as they do people they are in relationships with. And, you know, I feel like when you have a best friend, they take so many different shapes and forms throughout your life. At some point, they're your friend. Other points, they're your enemy. Some points, they're your lover. And other points, they're just your sister. So I feel like friends take so many forms throughout their lives. But the way that you talk about Farley, you care about her, and you care about her deeply. And I read the passage that you wrote, and this passage is always in my mind. This passage where you said that you and who you are only takes form when you have that favorite and familiar piece of your life next to you. And without the love of Farley, you are just shit teenage poetry under your bed, and like this almost half-woven mesh of flesh and bone and sinew all patched up together in the form of a functioning human being. So my question to you, I guess, is, will I find someone like that? Yeah, that's my question. Do you think I'm ever gonna find someone who I care about that much ever again? And the people in your life who leave, do they ever come back? And is it true that if you love something, she said it free, and if it truly loves you and it was truly yours, it'll come back? And how does that work? And that doesn't seem exactly scientific to me, the entire process of that. So if you could explain that, that would be great. You said the first few months of a breakup are the hardest, but you gave no kind of survival guide on how to survive a breakup. And perhaps in a way, I guess you did talk about friend breakups and stuff, but I feel like it's worse when you lose someone who was both your friend and more than that. Not that I'm talking from personal experience, but yeah, so how do you do that? How do you like get over a breakup? Like, what are the exact mechanics? Once again, it would be great if you could write a book. Like, just write a book for me, dedicate to me, please. I will write a book in response. We could just write books to each other, like devoted lovers do letters and poems. I feel like we could do that. I could be like your protege daughter or something. I don't see you having children anytime soon. Just because you're happy, I don't mean that in like a mean way. I don't mean to undermine your femininity either, or your womanhood. I'm sure you'll be a great mother. I don't know about that, but you'd be a great godmother, definitely. So I'm up for keeps. I'm up for grabs. So yeah, yeah. That's my other question. Can I be your godchild? Another question I have is, when you see someone who you used to care about a long time ago, but you no longer do, how do you deal with that? What's the protocol there? Because there's so many ways to proceed, right? You could go like complete, coward move, like you don't make eye contact, you don't talk to them, or do you just look at them and say, I cannot believe I wasted 2 years of my life on you. You need to grow up there, seriously, and you're never gonna get a girlfriend as hot as me. Do you do that? Because I wanted to do that. Do you do that, or is there something different? My last question, kind of depressing, but does it ever get better? Like, does it ever get better? Yeah. Anyway, bye.